Frank Luntz, welcome to the Daily Social Distancing Show.
This is such a privilege. I want you to know that I'm actually right here in Oxford, England. This is not just social distance. I am 5,000 miles away from you at least, but I feel safe and I feel secure as long as we can keep it a continent apart.
Well, I feel like you went a little bit too far because the CDC just announced that if you're vaccinated, you can be in the same space. But I'm happy that you feel safe. That's all that matters, right?
Well, damn it, I didn't know this was going to happen. I got on a plane to get as far away as I could.
The reason I wanted to have you on the show is because from the very first time I engaged in American politics, I found you to be one of the most interesting people in it because you showed me how Americans and American politics are oftentimes influenced more by how people perceive the message than by the actual policy itself. And it has been no different in and around vaccines. You've been conducting polls showing how you can get people who don't want to take vaccines, are against vaccines, or vaccine hesitant, or Trump supporters, Republicans, whatever, to actually go, no, you know what? I will take the vaccine. What have you found is the best way to get somebody to take the vaccine when a few weeks or days ago they said, you know what, I will never get it?
It's simple. Talk to your doctor, talk to your pharmacist. They know you, they know your history, they know what you're about, they know how to influence you, and you trust them. Number two is to remind people or tell them that their own doctor got the vaccine. If 90% of all doctors are vaccinated, I learned this from Tom Frieden from the CDC. If 90% of doctors are vaccinated, what do they know that we don't? That's the second thing. And the third is the idea that if you won't do it for yourself, do it for your friends, do it for your family, do it for the people that you love. Because in the end, we need both sides to be vaccinated, you and the people that you come in contact with. And we know that young women are most likely to motivate young women. We know that the Black and brown community is most likely to be motivated by people who come from the Black and brown community. Same thing with Trump voters. And by the way, all three of those groups, they don't agree on much, but all three of those groups do agree that if they hear it from a professional, if they hear it from someone who they trust, they're much more likely to believe it, but they're hesitant about whether or not they're going to get vaccinated.
The world of polling is really interesting to me, especially in the way you do it, because you don't just ask people what they will or won't do, you then probe those answers. So where most pollsters will say, will you vote for Trump or will you vote for Biden? You go, okay, will you vote for Trump? Yes, no. But what if I told you this, or what if I told you that, or what if it was said to you like this, or etc. And you oftentimes in your polling expose how much people's preconceived notions or biases affect how they end up making a decision. That has been, I mean, I don't think it's ever been more apparent than it is in America now. The Republican Party is a good example of that. The party's in just chaos and disarray right now. You have that group of 130 or so Republicans who are saying, we're threatening to break off and start a new party because the message of an election stolen is something we don't like. As a pollster, what have you found in the Republican Party? Which side is actually more connected to their voters?
It's the reason why I wanted to get out of America. I'm with some of my students here at Oxford right now. I'll answer your question. Those who are with Donald Trump more closely reflect the Republican Party. Those who are against Donald Trump more closely reflect America. So if you're trying to win a primary, you want to be with Donald Trump. If you're trying to win the general election, Trump is going to sink you.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and it really is that graphic. The GOP absolutely believes that the election was stolen, absolutely believes that Donald Trump should be president, and they're going to fight for him. The independents and Democrats believe exactly the opposite. So frankly, I don't know how you win a GOP primary without the support of Donald Trump. I don't know how you win an election with his support.
Wow, that's a crazy conundrum and a space to be in politics. And I wonder if we take a step out of that, let's take a step out of the Republican Party and apply some of these lenses to America. Joe Biden won, I think it was 8% fewer Hispanic votes than, I think it was, Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton. I stand to be corrected. But people were shocked by this. And people were shocked at how Hispanic voters aren't maybe as liberal as maybe, or progressive as people previously thought. especially in and around issues of immigration. Have you seen messaging that resonates and hurts people or helps them in certain ways?
Absolutely. And I'll give you a great example is that the American people desperately want something done. They want solutions, they want results, and they're tired of this fight back and forth. And immigration is a great example. They want a safe and secure border, but they believe in the DREAM Act. They believe that kids who are brought to this country through no fault of their own have the right to earn citizenship. And Trevor, that's the key word. Nobody wants to just give people something, they want them to earn it. The fact is, the left does not want to hear from the right does not want to hear from the left. We've never had a better opportunity to hear what people have to say, and we've never been less willing to listen than we are right now. There's a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of division, and the sense of writing people off or writing ideas off. My job is to reflect accurately where the American people think, where they're passionate about things, what they're afraid of, and what they desperately believe. And if I can present that accurately, along with language that will help people communicate, then just maybe, and I'm not sure of this anymore, but just maybe we can make our democracy work. At least we got to try.
Well, on that hopeful and yet also dystopian note, I want to say thank you so much for joining me on the show. Good luck out there in Oxford. You can come back now, and if I bump into you in a space and you're vaccinated and I'm vaccinated, I will be able to greet you without wearing a mask. And so travel safe, look after yourself as a human being, and hopefully I'll see you again in the future, sir.
You got it. Thanks.